For our circuit training, we're going to do a full body circuit. We're going to have 30 seconds per exercise with 8 exercises and no rest between each exercise. Basically just transition time. So we set the timer and we're going to get started with our vertical cardio, which in this case is jumping jacks. So you'll see in the list of exercises I have a variety of vertical cardio exercises, but I decided to go old school with this one. The jumping jack is really great. Not only for increasing the heart rate, but getting the limbs nice and loose, because particularly arms, the shoulder carriage, that can be a really rough spot. You don't want to just jump right into weight training with tight shoulders and tight hips. All right, now that the cardio is done, then we're going to move on to our lower push. So that's going to be working the quadriceps and the glutes, aka the butt. So in this case, we have the sumo squat with the floor touch, and I added the touch on the floor to make sure that you drop your hips nice and low. The biggest issue when it comes to people performing squats is they usually bend at the waist and keep a straight knee. The floor touch makes sure that you really drop your hips down and keep your chest up. So now we're going to move up top to our upper push. In this case, it's a T push-up, which is also going to give us a rotational element and a balance element as we are on one arm. If you need the easier options, of course, you can look at each exercise, but the easier one here would be just to drop to your knees. 30 seconds is a fair amount of time to do a number of push-ups here. You want to just focus on keeping a nice quick pace. So timer's going off and we're in the perfect position for our horizontal cardio, which in this case is floor jacks. So similar to jumping jacks, the difference here is that the weight is in my chest and in my arms. And what horizontal cardio does is it gives you it introduces some stability. So you get some core work without really focusing on the core, and you still get that cardio element with the quick pace movement. So I have a nice little breathing pattern as my feet go out. I'm exhaling, my feet go in, I'm inhaling. So now we're going to move on to our lower pull exercise. So we're going to be working on the rear of the leg. In this case, it's a lunge to a front kick. I'm going to step back, and as I step back into that lunge, I'm going to explode out of the lunge into a kick, pulling my shoulders slightly back and exhaling at the top of the move. Since it's 30 seconds and since this is being done for time and not for reps, I'm focusing on alternating the pattern. So next up is our upper pull. So this is our side pointer. So my feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart to create a nice solid base. If you wanted to make this exercise harder, bring your feet closer together to make it harder to balance. And as you can see, I'm basically just lifting my arms up. It seems like such a little thing, but I'm really fighting the rotation as my arm comes up from letting my core rotate with it. I'm really focusing on keeping my core down as the arm comes up. So now we're going to progress to our core twist element. In this case, it's a plank with knees to elbows. So of course we're getting some core stability in the plank position, and we're working the side, the oblique muscles with the knees to the elbow. So even though we're not twisting, we are working the oblique muscles. And this is crucial in working out, because many people eliminate twisting movements, and it's really important because your body should be able to move in all directions. So whenever you work out, you should try to get some twisting movements in there at all times. Then we're going to end with a hip hinge element, the bridge with the marching knee. With all the sitting that we do today at computers and looking over some electronic device, our hips take a beating by not getting enough work. So by hinging them constantly, we keep them nice and flexible and avoid them from getting tight, which can lead to lower back pain issues. So in this instance, I'm just up into the bridge and bringing my knees towards my forehead with each one. So here's the whole total workout, all 8 exercises. The template can be just basically modified by changing the exercises out. You can keep the actual movement pattern and just swap in your own favorite exercises according to what you want to achieve.